Greetings. So you can tell from my face that I'm Chinese. Specifically, I'm Chinese Filipino. I'm Chinoy. Yesterday, I engaged in a Chinoy activity, which is very rare for me. Like, actually, ultra rare for me. I attended a family reunion. It was my uncle's memorial. He passed away, like, I don't know, like 3 years ago. And he's one of the nicer uncles I have. So I haven't seen my relatives for a very long time. There's this weird thing that the circumstances of my birth are pretty unique. We had lunch in a Chinese restaurant, and we went to a VIP section with two tables. One table is for the old people, the other table is for the younger generation. And I just sat there quietly because at least I got to drink some whiskey, you know. Like, if I sat with my mother, I would have never been able to drink. Yeah, woohoo, day drinking. And the younger ones are actually, pretty much adults at this point. The youngest one was 21, and the oldest one is 32. I'm 38, and yet I couldn't really connect with them because I am from their parents' generation. So it's weird. I've always been alone. It's just the circumstances of my life, and I'm pretty much used to it. I can't help but be quiet. It's just how I grew up. But the cool thing about being the quiet one is I get to think a lot. So on the car trip going from the Buddhist temple, which was pretty fascinating, pretty interesting, to one of my uncle's homes, and then to the restaurant at noon, the people in the car were talking about the usual stuff, about business, about current events, other people's businesses, because that's a very Chinese thing to do, and also a lot about mainlanders, because not all Chinese are alike. There's the people who have assimilated here, us Chinoys, and then there are TDK, the Taidyoka, the mainlanders. And yes, it is an actual term. It's now in Wiktionary, which is interesting. And while they were talking about the usual of how mainlanders are so rude, how they foul up any property they reside in, it got me thinking, why are they so rude? Because I'm the type of guy who doesn't just blame the people for what they do. I look into what kind of system they live in, they grow up in, that made them like that. It's just how I am. And then I realized it. There it is. I realized it before getting to the restaurant. And you gotta understand, if you think you hate mainland Chinese people, the stereotypical rude tourists, we hate them even more because we actually understand them. We are like them. We're Chinese, but we're not exactly the same. Our cultures aren't the same. We have respect for law, they don't. And I think I know why. I realized this yesterday. My cousins were also talking about League of Legends and Dota, which another reason why I couldn't connect is I don't play MOBAs. I do watch the international though every year, so I understand a little bit. The last time I ever played Dota was like, I don't know, 2009. So yeah, it's been a very, very long time since I touched a MOBA. But I have played online competitive multiplayer games. And as with those games, you get patches, right? Certain mechanics get buffed, certain mechanics get nerfed. They try to do this balancing act of, evening out the playing field as much as possible, even though it's actually impossible because different metagames pop up that tip the balance, and then you try to nerf that. Another metagame happens, and that tips the balance. And if you do this too many times, that there's no consistent way to win in the game, it makes players not want to play the game any further, right? Like that happens all the time. I remember when Siege had that. I remember a lot of the talks from my friends about how League gets that, how Dota gets that, both Dota All Stars and Dota 2. I remember when I stopped playing Overwatch because of goats, and then I didn't even want to touch Overwatch 2 because they turned it into a 5v5 instead of a 6v6. That was stupid. It's like Blizzard didn't know what they were doing right from the very start. Overwatch itself was a salvage project to begin with. And then this got me thinking, yeah, you know what's the same? Yeah, that country. But at least with video games, if things get like that and it starts messing with you, you have the choice to stop playing, right? You get the choice to step away from the game, play something else. But if that thing is happening to you in real life, if the rules and laws that govern your daily life keep changing, keep being open to interpretation, there's no definite way to learn about the laws, to understand the laws, and to live according to the laws, then what are you doing? That's pretty much a living hell. When your government keeps changing the rules on you, as I wrote here, it makes you stop learning the rules. It makes you stop wanting to abide by the rules. You will adapt as you can, but you stop respecting the rule of law because there's no consistency. We have seen other examples throughout history as well, like, for instance, post communist Russia. During the 90s, when the Soviet Union fell, things were in chaos. There were scams, and there was a lot of upheaval going about as they transitioned from a communist system to a more democratic system with a capitalist economy. But there is something else as well that happened with China. The Cultural Revolution, for instance, it killed a lot of tradition. It killed a lot of the cultural rules that were present in China up until that point. They killed a lot of that. The Cultural Revolution. I mean, maybe you've seen the Three Body Problem, the author of the Three Body Problem, and the Remembrance of Earth's Past series. He obviously has a lot against that period in time, which is very dangerous for a writer, especially someone who still lives in China. This isn't even a criticism. This is merely an observation. When you enact a one-child policy on a knee-jerk reaction to, oh no, our population's getting way too big. And then later on, like decades later, you realize, oh no, our population is shrinking, our workforce is going down. And then you enact a two-child policy, but it's already too late. Like you should have done that 20 years earlier. And then they enact a three-child policy with bonuses, and yet you've already pretty much set the conditions for a social and economic situation where the younger generations don't really want to have any more kids, not to mention they don't even have the financial capability to have more than one kid, much less a kid. Then you're gonna have impending population collapse, right? And they enacted these rules on a dime. There's no system in place to vet and veto, the laws that are being passed. Much like in a republic. The good thing about having that kind of system is if something has to be done right away, you can take action as soon as possible. You can enact a rule or a law, a regulation that is needed right away. It has short-term benefit, but in the long run, if you are unable to, you don't have an extensive legislative process, then you're gonna have absolutely no consistency in your laws. And that's why in America, for instance, precedent is such an important thing. You gotta have legal precedent, but no such thing exists in China. So what happens? People are so confused as to what the laws really are, what the rules are, that and not to mention, after the Cultural Revolution, people stopped giving a shit because they're not allowed to give a shit anymore. They pretty much killed the culture because they wanted to instill a new communist culture. Well, here it is. We see it now right in front of our eyes, which is funny because my mother is so pro-China, and yet she left, she and her family left China during the Cultural Revolution, the very thing that eventually led her here to the Philippines. And despite being in another country, the effects of those things still affect us to this day. All we have to do is step out of our house and look around us, and you see what's going on. And you can hate them all they want, but they're merely a symptom, not the disease. And that's all I can say about that for now. Editor Sonny here. I just finished editing most of the video, and judging from all the cuts I had to make here, yeah, I had to really think about what I was saying while I was saying it, which means I don't know that much about this topic, right? I came upon a realization. I don't think it's original. Maybe someone else also has already thought of it, maybe even wrote something about it. If there's any material like that you know of, please drop it in the comments below. My delivery is not squeaky clean. Yeah, it still has a lot of holes to it, but I'm gonna keep thinking about this because, well, it more or less directly affects my life. But yeah, yesterday was an interesting day to say the least. Tiring too, especially for my social battery. Anyway, that is all for now. Till next time, stay Tor.